the video that I put out with that has this particular shirt on and the pants hanging over the picture in the background. It's kind of unfortunate. Here, let me go change the setting. It's kind of nice to have that picture, you know, it's like an artsy fartsy thing. It's the same day though, you know. I make same day videos. I'm actually trying to dry it next to the wood stove. See, I wanted to talk more about that highest version of ourselves. It's very illusory, right? And the correct way to point at it is to just say, well, there's an infinite possibility now. There's always that question, what do you want? And the experience here in density is that you might not always know that, right? Because you don't have control. I guess it's kind of a hefty thing to say at this time, but so I was able to take a shower through my happy-go-lucky way of doing it, and I just figure I like doing that because I'm not doing a diddly darn other thing really. There's a lot changing in my 3D reality. There's a reason why I'm kind of scaling down. But what is scaling down? See, now when we're talking about the higher version of what possibly can be human here on this plane, it could be um, pertaining to a more spiritual aspect. I know it does for me, you know, and that does not exclude um, physical, say, material refreshments and desirable things. You know, the things that are desirable to me is godly stuff. So, you know, I'm already living amongst kind of an ideal that I know that was maintained by my ancestry, I think. But really, they're just individual people that kind of don't go too far back. We're talking about my great grandpa and then their parents, and it's much more than what meets the eye, right? So, having said this, you know, we like to keep it going general and to not go myopic or to try and claim that we know anything farther than our own experience here in our bodies. So, but no, I come from a family of talkers. I was just recalling there's a video about it here that I might have erased it, but it's about how that there would be like a conversation going in the living room all the time. Particularly if my grandmother was there, and she's always talking about her history and. But these people are really funny anyway. So, but I'm grateful for those people that knew that that's really how we do things, babes. We don't look at the TV set and get our stories from there, or even a teacher in a school. We stay in eye contact with each other and we tell about what has happened. You know, a lot of people kind of naive, maybe. I say that because it's a spiritual thing, really. It's like, well, these people are actually not awakened yet. Maybe they're like, you didn't notice already. It's a present planet here. And which side did you want to pick? You know, it just seems like that there's something that already knows that. Pardon me going way over there in that field, but here we are inching onto the full moon that is going to set off this grand cross. It's already in the air with the Pluto there. The question is what is happening? See, if you don't not get to the root of what is possibly happening with this reality, and yeah, you know, some men and women, you know, but see, there's material that it's just obscured. People like, okay, what's the story of Christ over there? Who that person's like, you know what? Somehow, however you twist this story, no matter what, it's going to be left there. You know, a lot of people. There's a good energy behind it that I get, even though it's a horrible story. The energy is basically that the universe is ours, baby. Go ahead and try to see if you cut off one head of the Christ consciousness, then just like the other enemy over there, 1,000 more heads come up. And that happens to be the nature of this plane here. Maybe, right? Maybe. Um, but is it the nature of all of reality? I mean, like, say, all of the universe? When do we figure this out? How can we hear? Because getting back to some people, I don't think the ones that talk, they're so non-self-reflecting than the ones that are just not talkative, and they're more, I want to say physical, which is, it's like an obvious, but we have to reach a balance here, right? And boy, is there not a design that shows up that when I start thinking about it, it looks precisely like this and it moves precisely like that. It's moving like that, in and out of each other. Here, the nature of now we're pointing at men and women perhaps and how they work. And if one of them shuts down, they all shut down, right? And but that, not to say that something isn't left here tooling about. That's like one of the stories that I come up with talking about when here I am talking about the possibility that there's two different types of people on this plane, but it's not limited to just the gender fixation, although there is a scenario that leans to a nature, a certain nature. One has a certain nature and the other one has a certain nature, right? They're opposites. And which one? Now, do you think, see, this is where we're going to get this sensation going. Do you think that the woman is more, here's the symbol of the woman. I get to pull my chalkboard out. Is it going to work? Bam, look, there we are. Do we have lighting? We have a glare. What will I do next? Oh, God, get this done. Is it going to happen? Yay. The symbol of the woman, as you know, is an upside down M. If you didn't know that, if you can't see it, you're not safe for the children. You should maybe stay at the factory, work at the factory as long as you can, but castrate yourself. Stay away from. Kidding. I say that because we're talking about now. Did we talk about the gaslighting population over there? Pardon me while I try to find a pen that is suitable. I want more black pens, and I have money now. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to go down. See, I will go. I live pretty high up in the mountains, and so but what I'll do is I'll fly my car. And it's dangerous. Oh my God! But I'm going to get pens down in this place where it's like, babes, this place, I mean, I try to, can we help it? Yes, set it to fire, set it to fire. I live in the United States. How about you? The United States? Babes, do we even listen to what we're saying? All right, so we have W. Isn't the W wonderful? I was talking about the W. The W is a very important symbol. It's part of a tribe. It's part of a whole symbol. If you want to know the whole symbol, it's Aquarius. Now let me look at it. Which way does it start? Does it start up or down? That's really important.
The zodiac sign Aquarius is symbolized by the water bearer. This answer is from howstuffworks.com.
The water bearer. See, it starts with a W. That is pointing at Aquarius, which happens to be it's the theme of the end of the new year. This whole, we have the Pluto will hit like 1 degree, I think, right by the time the new year starts. And are you living on your fantasy yet? Because that's what we have a highly spiritual aspect with Neptune, and there's that water trine. It's like, babes, will you not dwell on that world that's crumbling? Particularly now, it could be involved men and women, because now there's just gods here. They're all like, and what are those gods? Well, we're going to get into it right now. We have these symbols that connect it up, and we can look at it. It's going to be profound if we can just get this thing not to shut down on me, but I won't shut down on you, babes. Okay, like this. Yeah, this is the symbol of Aquarius. If you ask me, there's mainly a W in there, but really there is mainly an M. And this is what is actually in there. This is the symbol that you're looking at when you see it there in the alphabet. And if it isn't, you don't think it looks, at least it looks the same. You can't go along, humor me. Again, hide yourself for the children. It's not good for them to be around somebody like you. You don't have an imagination. It's not connecting. You cannot connect a golf ball through a gutter if our lives depended on it. If we needed sweat in the middle of the desert because it was 120 degrees, we don't rely on you. How that now for the rest of us, do you see how there's an M there and then there's a W there? Well, that's the sign of Aquarius. Now, Aquarius, as we were trying to say here, it starts with a W. Oh, it's the water bearer. What I'm saying is, it's the water bearer. Now, the symbol, the water, babes. Oh my God! Now we're talking about water, but it's actually talking about energy. We're looking at energy right here, point blank, because that's the symbol of electricity. If you're an electrician, I think that you can point that out. Says, yeah, no, when we see this, that means that there's a full-on current. Now, I don't know quite the language, but I assume that there's both currents there, the positive and negative, okay? Because that's the man and woman thing, see? Anyway, biology, the EWE is pointing at just the sheep. The sheep, consequently, you know, I mean, it's just science. Unfortunately, if we use our eyes to see, the sheep are here. He, she, but we all know that the word see is in there, right? You know about the word see. What's up with that? Well, it's because there's a sea here. There's a sea of people. Splitting the seas means that we know that there's an I, and then there's two I. There's two types here. In case you were paying attention and you weren't using me as just a sleep mobile. We're talking about how there's two in there, and so we got the M and the W. That's Aquarius, you know, water. But see, now I'm just going to draw the word Aquarius. I love Aquarius. Don't you? I do. I have a lot of Libra, and oh my God, you know, we have a great time with Aquarius because they will pull out the computer and start flying the UFO around, and you're like, I mean, do you really know Aquarius right now? Where are they going? Aqua. You know, the R says reverse it, honey. Works really well here. I put the I here because we need to know that there's an I there. There is an I there. Uh-huh. I, us, honeys. Huns. Do you like when I say hun? I don't. But why not get right into it? I'm so awkward, right? And you do not call me hun. Water, you know, but it's really waves. Not that the word wave even looks like it, but wave is a very profound word because it does have these strange symbols in it. All symbols, by the way. Not that this looks like a wave, right? I want to talk to you about this right now spontaneously. The word ave, you know, there's aviaries. When you see that symbol right there, that's a bird. You're looking at the A and the V. How do I know this? This is way high up there, but you will know this if you ever just get back onto the earth and you say, yes, that looks like a beak, and then they could be standing there, and there could be like, just move it over a bit, and it's like there's a bird there. Now, but birds are scientifically, birds are amazing. Birds are a symbol on. Sorry, I'm looking at my cat. My cat is being so cute. I would rather show you that right now, spontaneously somehow. Get that going. In Egypt, on the walls of Egypt, there's symbols of birds. Like there's a bird person. I think who's that bird person? Is it Thoth? That looks like it's a man, but then it's a bird. You know, it's like, okay, the bird has arrived. You know, these birds, you know what I mean? And I can relate those. So you want to reduce yourself down. It's not reducing. It's actually tuning yourself in. You become you know that you're part of a bigger thing. See, a bird is not so aware of this, but imagine if it can click on and say, no, actually, see, we are to be interactive with birds, by the way. Those things, the Indians used to interact with them. This is what I'm trying to say is that, see, the raven bird, or I'm sure any other bird of prey, but the ravens particularly, I think they used to have a great relationship with them. See, you can friend them, right? And then like they were known to take messages from one place to another, like miles and miles away. That would take like 100 miles to walk there, but they go as the bird flies, as the crow flies, means it goes straight there. It's only 30 miles, or 5 miles really. It's like I know of a person who's hardly 3.5 miles this way, but it takes me 45 miles to drive there, right? And so anyway, they are used as also as like little cameras, like little satellite, the way a shaman would be able to do it. But this is a normal thing for a lot of people, though. I mean, if you're a bird, if you're using your apparatus, if you're using your skeleton, and you're really tapping into how that, oh my God, we are so amazing. See, we are just coming into this information about how the we can really be, that our technology here, and yeah, phones and stuff, and see, people say, well, what do you mean? That's impossible. No, your phones are operating synthetically. It's a synthetic version of what we can do as far as gathering images and any messages and stuff. Like, I mean, and if you deny that human beings are capable of doing that, say with just their skeletal structure and what they're connected to, um, then see, the thing is we can prove to you that no, but that possibility is here because look what your phone can do and your radio waves, and it's very, 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 it's there. I mean, how could you deny that we're even doing remote control? That how does it something control over here and it's making something move over there? So how I get into this subject matter, way that seems way off kilter, but no, there's my cat in the background. She's playing around, and I'm trying to keep her all lubricated in like both ways. But I happen to think that it might work if we can keep her lubricated. So I'm just praising the people so much that know how to give into something because maybe they can feel a certain way, and those are my people. Of course, we're trying to reorientate ourselves, and my other next video in this shirt is definitely talking about the infinite possibility that we are to work with each other, that I'm got to work. See, if you don't do this, first of all, you're just going to get old and then die, and you're going to be up to the same challenge. It always comes up to where you have to sit in the dark and you have to think, what do I want? Really, it comes to that. It's like, have you ever heard those NED or near-death experiences where they all go and see now she's going to go to her box, and I don't know. See, I have to watch this really intensely. Pardon me while I try to go see. See, she has some shit stuck in her. Shit, pardon me. Nope, nothing really came out. Nothing really came out, and see, she needs to go to a vet. I'm keeping her very minimal, and I'm giving her mainly like this like paste that has high calorie and a lot of oils. But she needs to go to a vet and get um, her constipation taken care of. I think she might have eaten dirt or something in the food that I was giving her that has a lot of ground up bone or something maybe. But the poor thing, but we can't ignore our animals. They really need us more than ever. The earth needs us more than ever. What I'm showing you is going to lead us back to our rights to the earth, to every bit of what it really is here. We were trying to talk about the technology that things are, that we could be standing amongst the ruins of high-end technology that's like, well, we've been disconnected from it, but the energy is still here. There's, tapping free energy, but it's all around. I mean, of course, it's kind of stupid to not, like, realize that you are being animated by a plasmatic field that not only that is pumped with energy, there's elements interacting, and the black glue, the black goo phenomena that is not real. It is real. It's one of the most mind-blowing things that you'll ever bother to look into. And having mentioned it now, I'll try to make sure I do the right work and at least put the video up. Of the best person to listen to, I think, is Harold Kultz. He talks about the black goo, but I don't know if I can find it. But if I do, I can. I'll put it on the end of this video. But see, there's a synthetic version of black goo, and then there's an earthen version of it that lives on the earth here. See, and it's interesting. See, I was just kind of talking about that. The raven is like the natural version of a drone, where you can see through other ravens. See, the Indians used to communicate into other canyons. They used to be able to see into other canyons by way of tapping this field. It's like how your camera works, right? Where it's like, well, how can I see if my neighbor channels into me, right? Certain bandwidth or whatever, but it's transparent somewhere else. There's like one box. They can see everybody's camera and every app and everything. This is what's funny about some people I know that I'd hate to get up close to them because, well, I don't. I will never be up close to them. They don't think of like that. They think that there's a separate app somewhere else that we can talk on. It's like, babes, it doesn't matter what app you open up to talk to me. You're never going to be able to communicate. You're not a good communicator. You're trying to do something else. See, you can tell people that, man, it's such a trap, right? Isn't Facebook and social media? It can be, and especially Facebook. It's a it's a narcissist trap. It's a big old swarming joke. That's the thing that would make that useless. It's like, oh, it's too bad that there's narcissists there, turning everything into an impossibility of even like if it was a game, that if there was a purpose for us having this amazing technology, then like why? Now let's talk to the sheep. She. That's all it is, babe. Just you need to unbrainwash yourself, okay? Because well, we have that terminology. It's time. Okay, can we get out of feeling like we're inferior in our learning ability or whatever, like or the tribe that we're in? What tribe are you in? Yeah. Well, this right here, if you can't see the he, she, and sheep, then maybe you're not in the humane tribe, because a human being has a good imagination, a better imagination than even. Now let's get back to the narcissist. We know that. We know that. I bagged on them before. I said, man, if you cannot see that the W is just an upside down M, really, you can't tell. You're not safe for the kid. It's interesting to see that if you just put this like this, I mean, if it's upside down, it's interesting to look and listen to what I'm saying. If it's flipped upside down, if it's reversed, and you go like this, it's a me. Not that that's a bad thing. We all know, though, that me is, after a while, me, that could be, nobody likes a me, right? It's like, well, do you know that there's a reality here, and we can actually hear your fucking non-self-reflecting ass. Thank you. Pardon us. And we don't mind if it was a toddler there. We think it's cute. They're on their way. They're on their way to waking up, and do they even know that they're saying, me, oh, maybe, I don't know. See, we can go through phases like that says, me. And I do here, periodically. I have never been so pathetic in all my life, and all of my life. That's why I'm trying to give you my better version, which just will pick its nose right in the middle of my trying to do everything. So, yeah, and then what do we have at the end? I'm sorry. Look. But you do not stop. You don't. See, do you see that? Yes, there you go. See, now, but babes, I'm sorry about that, having just accidentally put that in. But see how we have this now? Don't worry, because this is what's really going on, right? Right? Now, you like this. Well, anyway, but maybe it's really just a sign. Whatever it is, if we're feeling myopic or, what is it? Utopic? I don't know. What's the opposite of myopic? Let's see what Siri has to say. Thanks for sitting with me, by the way. And how's your night? Did you put on some tea? Do you know that you should feed yourself in the morning like a king or queen, and then you see you eat like a queen in the morning, and then you just eat like a beggar at night. In some places, they stop eating around about 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock in the evening. Just no more eating. You know, why are you going to eat? You're just going to go to sleep. And did you have a nice turd lately? Did you have a turd lately? Sorry. Now it's minute 30, and we're getting a little bit more like, what's your name? My name is Wyatt. My name, Wyatt. Okay. It could be an omen. We don't know if it's there. Is it there? Is it really there? You know, the wave thing. We're getting back at the wave. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. Both there. Oh my God, it's the most beautiful equation if you only really knew. See the N? I did want to talk about the N. Do you notice, kids? Kids notice. If you don't notice, maybe particularly, you don't have to be a kid to notice that the N is just, it's kind of like a jacked up. I mean, what I mean, it's kind of like not together, man. It's not a together M or an W, right? There's a reason for that. It's because energetic wise, we're looking at energy, and it's just a neuron. It's just a nerve. This is just a half of a work. You know, we really don't even know what's on the end of it. Is it going up or down? You know, this is just a passageway. Really, this is just a passageway. Really, and you notice that there is kind of almost an A there. Like you can put the A there and make the bird again, but no, it's connected. It's fun to have the two ends in the word connected, right? It's like, woo, it's going on. A lot of times we'll see that, but um, see now. Well, I was getting to that bird shape almost. How there's a V there. There's a V here, and then the A. You know, but it's important to know that it's just one flow. It's basically, yeah, it's a continual um, connection, right? That's one thing we could say, and certainly if you put more on it, you know, we have the sign of Aquarius now again. It's not a coincidence. It's because we're pointing at energy. Sorry, I just lost my lid. Phone, actually. Yeah, we're looking at energy. That's what we're dealing with. So Aquarius, even though it says water bearer, it's not necessarily pointing at water quite yet. It's very much electricity. It's, well, it's like water when you have a lot of knowledge, but I want to stay away from the human connotation of knowledge, getting back to how that we're just birds. Have you got your bird head yet? Because your brain is just a receiver. Your heart, see, this is a trip, is the heart. Aquarius does rule the season of the heart. And lo and behold, I do have this wonderful pen. And even though we're not near the season of the heart, which is Valentine's Day, right? It's the Henrietta Heart Chakra Day, or it does, see, that's Aquarius points at the heart in this way because it's the more powerful organ in the body. It has more of the electrical current. It's the thing that's routing in all of the electrical into, I think I've been trying to tell you this, see, so to think of what Aquarius really is representing as far as the water bearer, it's the energy that's coming in and out like of that heart place, okay? But what that is, see, you have reality, you know, we have a reality here. I try to tell you how Rhea points at God. I've tried to tell you how that reality is a conversation. See that now we need to talk about what is reality to the narcissist. We have to make sure that narcissists are aware that reality is here. That's the whole reason why this has come up. It's see, that's why, see this thing here. You're watching these because you were interested in narcissism or something. You're like, a lot of people are like, yes, we're ruling the world because you've closed your account with REAlITY. There's bad news for you right now. First of all, you can't fool a child forever with that shit. I mean, boy, can you harness them up and destroy their fucking perception forever. But thank God we have a little game we're going to play called Do the Right Math. But really, is get your symbols back. You get your symbols back, see? We all know about the reptilian. You know, there you go, the reptilian. And anyway, so Rhea. And there is a phenomena of the R I A, same sound. If you don't think the RIA is the same sound like Rhea, then I mean really this could be but really there's realm. So anyway, basically the same though. So in sound, we don't want to get too lost in it because boy, have you had the experience yet? Well, here it is. I mean, we have energy. This is the three-pronged plug, by the way. I don't know if you got that clear. This is the three-pronged plug, positive, negative charge. You see, in there, we would find our way in there. The A is atoms. Just put it bluntly, atomic assemblage, the assemblage of energy. You can look at it that way. See, with the Rhea there, it's okay to go back and forth with it. Assemblage of energy or energy assemblage. See, and there's where we know we're in heaven right there. Boom, we just hit heaven. But God is there. Now, REAlITY. You know, we have this phenomenon we want to talk about REAlITY now. Why are we going to do that? Well, I don't know. See, this fun, though. We have the I. You put the I up there, it's fun. Why? Because this fucking explains how REAlITY has gotten here. It just tells us, babe, are you an I yet? Because now we have a conversation for you. My joke is that if you take the I out of REAlITY, what do you get? REAlITY. What are we gonna do? Only the leaders can say and be even trusted that yes, we own not only the earth, but the entire universe is ours. Out here, just showing you how that you can get close to just saying, hey man, this is mine, baby. Well, you have one eye. There's one eye. Everybody has the one eye, right? You are an eye. This is what this is pointing out. See, everything is stemming off an eye, believe it or not. See, we have REAlITY. Itty. You want to look up yourself and have fun with it. Look up the suffix. There's suffixes here. Itty is a oops, I almost see, I'm kind of dyslexic. It's late in the morning and didn't have anything to eat. Okay, so we have the cross here. Blessed is me. Put the cross up there. Itty. Itty, see, I was just trying to tell you about the suffix, which is this itty sound that I'm trying to put at the end of real. Real. See, you'll notice, I'm going to put Harold Kaltz at the end. Harold Kaltz is somebody, whenever he says reality or realm, he just starts to say real. Real. In reality. Real. It's like, did he just say Rhea throughout the whole fucking film? Because he's a really good scientist, and he's like, Rhea. You're just fucking. So anyway, REAlITY. So he's onto something. And doesn't even know it, but you have to. You'll know that it's like, I am going to spread like a plague. Here you are, be happy. See, your hands are up. That's you, by the way, you. And you're up grabbing this energy. And of course, you're there too, but what if it's another big old giant technological realm, you know? And Aquarius will get down to the bottom of it because Aquarius says, now. Whoops, I went off chart there, but I was just doing a little joke because to remember the word now, it's like, please. And can we put the lowercase down? Just, you know, you're going to have to take your symbolism back. There's an I. I like the lazy looking eye. Whoops, hardly an eye. Looks more like a mushroom. Anyway, see, this is our new human language. I now. It won't really change from this. But see, because we know that now, no is now. Anybody who has a heart, they know that that's all they got, and that's how good they are. You see. By the way, that the heart. See, this right here is really ear. Now, Venus is taking over right now. We're talking about Sun is in Venus, in Libra, and Venus has been doing such work. Let me tell you right now, and also because it's trying to Neptune. I'm doing this. 40 minutes, babes. This is a very spiritual thing that I'm doing for you guys. It doesn't, there's not, see, I am, this is going to get back like $33,000 trillion, more like $333 trillion, however much that they stole from us. Line it up like this. See, look, this would be important because now it's like, can you hear it, babes? Really, it's not here, it's can you heart it? Now, there's a science that we're involved with. Now, if anybody knows that science, it's fucking Aquarius, man. Aquarius is like, I know, baby. I am. See, look at the symbol of Aquarius right here. It's like, it looks like a Gwen Tower of a type of thing. It's like, what is it? Sorry, it's not a very good version here. Boom. Infinite possibility. Blank canvas. That's your life. Deal with it, deal with it, deal with it, deal with it. It's like every heartbeat. Deal with it, deal with it, deal with it, deal with, deal with, deal with, deal with, deal with, deal with, deal with. Now, the now, the now, the now, now, the now, the now, the now, now. That's what I love about music and the drummers. The drummers, like, they're doing this. They're just, that's the rhythm, it's the bass of it, and then we start playing with them and we keep this eye contact, and it's so powerful, man. And of course, we're going to do that more. We have to do it more, right? Just got to go to where it's being done and can do it. Back to the heart. Do you have an ear? Do you have that rhythm? See, that's what's important. Let me get a better H going on. Even though it's just got to stay a lowercase h. Why? Because you want to see what's there. Heart. And everybody knows. See, I'm not making this up, right? You know that I can go. Chana, why don't you just take it further and show? See, the R says reverse it, man. See how safe it is. What's going on there, really? You know, is there instructions? Yeah, there's instructions. See, not only see, Venus rules the ear. V. Now I want to show you what's in the word Venus, really. All right, so let me just put the V down. Even though the V is amazing, you got to know that the V is a tool that you're looking at. It's a vase. You know what a vase is, right? If you don't think it looks like a vase, the V, again, go find an open caldera, a volcano, and jump in. See what happens. Try to write us a letter. try to write us a letter vase. Sorry. Sorry, I know that's a bit much. It means that I need to eat breakfast. Can I get a hello there? By the way, Venus, you don't want to fool yourself. Venus is Jesus. You're going to love that one, right? I do. Well, what is us, kids? What is us, babes? What is EU? I mean, the us is something you want to really point at. E is fun because you can just say E. We go we. You know, like E. It's like so basic. It's like E. We. Me. E is pretty much a statement in and of itself if you really knew. Because it's pointing at the I. Not only I, but energy. We've already talked about that. And there's a reason why that they both are the same. Oh my God, if you knew that the letter I mean, the equation I, what it really is, if you really knew, I'm trying to tell you that the Y is a darn tool. And the E, this is a non-physical energy, babes. Beautiful thing here that's happening. For us, if we were to be here and like you're listening to this, then that's what's really beautiful. Now you notice how, of course, here it is. We went full circle. Boom. We are looking at reality. There you are in the middle of it. It's not in the middle. It's like itty is going on. If you like try to fathom what the suffix itty is, I have. It has much everything to do with it, whatever it is. It could be that you say, how hot is it? Like, is it hot there? Like somebody talk about the weather, you hear about it a lot. And it's like, well, what is it actually? Because some things, are probably feeling it more than others. And what is that? But there's always just a standard it. But don't worry. That's just, are we here, talking about the weather? I like that, but we don't really like people that only talk about the weather. Or maybe if we really are just completely in love, then that's all. This is just like, man, look at this. And it really doesn't matter if it's a hurricane or anything. It's like, I love you. Yeah, no, this is amazing. Look at how everything has just been stirred up. What the fuck? Some of the stuff we're seeing on the um, the news, I don't know if your Facebook picks it up, but I look at it, I see it, and it's like, there it is. This is the disaster that they're showing it. That's what you're supposed to use your cameras for. I wanted to show you the word camera. This is the way that you use your space weaponry, which is the English alphabet. You need to take it back and say, in the word camera, cameras. Okay, let's just say, because there's many cameras. Ca, am. And I don't know why that the Zen Buddhists are tying this in really good. Camera, you don't have to put the E up. Although there's the me in there, but there's an R. That's why we're reversing it. And we really want to see, you want to boil it down like a Buddhist will. Like really it's the heart. A love person. Somebody who's like a space being who just says, no. I think cameras are really just am as. What are they really? There's an instruction there, really. I mean, it's kind of just pointing out exactly what it can be. I mean, it's just an am as. I mean, as it is, right? But that's a little long. I mean, just am as is good. I mean, we can't fight against that, really. If we were to pull it apart and say, well, what's the camera up to? It's like, well, it's just showing what is. Isn't it? I mean, we didn't talk about CGI or anything yet. We could pull that apart, too. But cameras, am as. See, it's interesting because that's what's pointing into reality. We have camera lens, but it's looking at it, right? We're looking at it. If you have a good functioning apparatus, see, narcissists do not use their eyes or their ears or their nose, or not the same that we do. We're just like, let's keep an eye out, let's engage, and they're not doing any of that. So this might be helping them, maybe. Let's look at this. So when the camera is looking like this, it's looking into the am as the what is type of thing, and there was something more profound. I was going to lead into your perception into about this. Oh, well, see, that could be a club. We can start a club. See, I was coming up with the new the new word, but it's not a new word. It's an already here organization. All right. Not that we have to do with it, but of course it does. It's very biological. We have a heart. The art of the heart is here. See, art of the heart is here. Here. As in, do you have an ear? And I'm not really talking about just the ear, because there's known to be deaf and dumb, blind people, sorry, that weren't dumb. But they knew how to communicate in a different way, and if you were really interested in listening, then it's all about these frequency vibrations, and they're very much going to tell us something about reality that is far more significant than what we imagine, because our minds are limited to something that could be taken over. Like, oh, be careful, at least take over your own senses, will you please? Minute 50. I was going to just sum it up with, there's a club, maybe. Maybe there's a club It's an already here organization, right? I've already talked about it. And like a lot of people are not going to take me seriously, but then pretty soon, I think the young people are going to go, oh my God, why didn't we think of that before? Because there it is. Yes, it's the organ. You know the symbol of the O, and of course we're going to reverse it because look, it calls for a reverse right here. Organ, and we're talking about this organ right here. Organ. If you want to put a plural down, fuck yeah, because this thing is driving all the blood through all the organs. And your blood has iron in it, by the way. I'm going to do some editing. How do you like that? Okay, so that's what's here, you guys. Just try to. I was trying to tell you about the G is God, of course. It's good, you know. It's something that eats, by the way. You can see that this thing is tossing something in its mouth. That's a flow of going in to itself here. By the way, it's like a cup or a U, but it has a feeder in, and that's very much what's happening there. God likes to eat, but not just everything. God only eats itself, kind of thing. You know, like what it thinks is good, right? So, anyway, so organ, very beautiful configuration. By the way, this is what this is. Of course, we have the M there because that's kind of halfway done. We have neurology, stuff going on, nerves, you know, it's very complex. We have the frame, the feeding part, this is forever life. You know, this says reverse bitch, will you please? And that's what I'm doing. We have the I here. It's beautiful. Take your symbol back. Boom, there it is. Hey, did you see it? Yeah, I say. Ism. Ism is a darn suffix. It's a trip because the main word there is. And it's like, really, it's that fucking ridiculous. You're like, wait a minute. It's like an isness. Yes, isness or isn't it or ism. Really, you mean it's like ised? Yeah, the past tense of is now is like it happened. Well, we see the ed a lot. You'll see me putting up the ed, and in fact, it's talking about past tense, which is education. You know, you can't not have knowledge without the ed in there. The ed says past tense. See, knowledge is past tense. All knowledge is past tense, but knowing, all knowing. See, there's knowing and then knowledge. Those are two diametrically opposite things. Because noise is nowing is your real experience, and see, knowledge, all you can have is an edge to it. You have an edge now to the now. There's the ed there. Sorry, I already was trying to show you that, but anyway, thank you very much for following this. I'll do as much as editing as I can, and I'll put this. So I'll make sure that I put this in a later date. Sorry. Yes, I'll put this at a later date, and this will go into my archive. But hopefully we got the gist of the science that we're poking at here. The already here organization. See, I said organism, but now I'm going to spell the whole word. And I'm not a rocket scientist or anything, but I do see a trend, like the I is on. The I on. And that's important, you know, I mean, so anyway, organ at on. Organ at on. I mean, just means that, hey, we have achieved our sorry, one of these days I'm going to do it. It'll be Halloween. I'll get it together. I'll just see. It's just basically, you want to split the C's, right? Um, you want to get into the C. Sheep, are you okay? God, you poor things. All you are is biology, and you have a fucking pineal gland. Do you want to get involved and get engaged? And I mean, it's interesting here, you know, but is it really going to be a forever fucking bummer and that the bullshit just always wins? Comment section down below. I don't want to leave either. I love you. And look what has happened. Wait a minute. Here's what needs to happen. Boom. Now you have a C in there, right? Because the lowercase h. Yeah, lowercase is waste, babes. I mean, really, that's all right. You can pull from it. Maybe there's something useful. And you know, use your imagination. Basically, that's what it is. I mean, a human being can do that, but can see it might make you even more humane to be around human beings. For one, they are contagion. Two, they offer nothing but like a space, and it could be kind of violent against your mind. You're like, oh shit, you mean I have to move all this junk out just to accept a simple fucking presence that is not mine or yours, it's just this. Now I love the word this. Here, we'll afford to erase the sheep out of here because we're not really talking about biology. Did you notice that you were here? First of all, you're a human being. Okay, God, and you do have biology though. You're just a biological glitch. Okay, we don't want to dwell on that though. See, because there's just this. There's always just this. Now, this is great because we love the T, right? The T, Lord T. That's why you want to make it bigger. It's really truth, right? We love the truth. But really, babes, if you've ever seen the symbol, it's a very sacred symbol. The cross, the cross, and then the circle. See, that's an astrological chart, by the way. Here's Capricorn and Aries and Cancer and Libra. That's what we're having, by the way. We're having this full moon thing that goes on, and you see, and that it should be very difficult for everybody unless we have a spiritual guide, which it's in the air right now. Her name is Venus in Scorpio. She is right now. The Venus and Scorpio people, I don't knock them one bit. They have a taste for the underground, but they are able to kind of handle the upper ground. I don't know. They're like, this is boring. You know what I'd like to do with you after hours? You know, it's like, oh my God, it's a real education. No, let's get back to the directions that we need to have and follow. It's north, south, east, west. By the way, it's the good news. N, E, W, S. I wish I was joking about that. But there's where this is. If you have, see, it's here, but no, but it's really there. There, there. Did we erase? We didn't erase the heart, did we? Because there's a T there. You know, but it's okay. It's okay that here rhymes with here. The H, E, R, E. See, if you don't think in any language, like say, like a Chinese person, or you're from Africa or wherever you are, and you wanted to learn English, and you didn't notice. If you didn't notice that, well, here rhymes with here. These sound the same. If I was to cover this up and say, well, now here's here and here's it sounds like, if you don't think that, if you didn't notice it, and you can't notice it now when it's called to your attention, you're not safe for kids to be around. And I don't want to know you. I'd have, you know, you'd have to pay me after a while to subject myself to you. Anyway, let's get back to it's called babysitting. Okay, so then, yes, here is always going to be here. You know, I'm not getting too far away from what I'm doing here with this. This whole symbol here, the T stands for truth, and that's where you're going to find it. You're going to find it. The heart is hooked up to the truth. We were talking about this amazing router that something, yeah, this person's going, where do I get it from? You put your hand in the air. Put your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care. But you do. You have an ear there. If you knew the word, what was in the word care, you would know darn well what's up. So back to this. I do want to just say, well, we have believe it or not, this is a lowercase fucking t. We don't have to dress it up like that. But it's like, but we know it's like, woo, we couldn't have that puppy we couldn't have a tangible reality without the truth. So let's just keep it like that, I guess. But no, I'm going to take it all the way down because we're looking at just symbols of the English alphabet, Huns. And they're just cut and dried. You're going to have to put a little bit more on it like that and say, well, I guess I'm here. Where? There. At least put the heart there, I guess. Here. Cross that out. No. So we were talking about this. This. Well, I don't mind that the word his is there. Did you notice that the word in this. See, some of us can own a certain word, like the males, they own the word this. They're like this. And the female's like, that? And he's like, hat. Because that, hat is in that. Now, Dr. Seuss comes to town. But see, I was just wanting to point out, and don't forget the is baby has a fucking capital. And this is actually a capital I. It's actually the divine I. I like this I. But it should be shaped differently. It's actually a, I was trying to tell you about that tool, that you're just a bird. Let's look at the bird here. It's like this. There you are. Probably has a little feather on it, but it's got a beak. Okay, let's put the other beak in there. A tongue. Weird looking thing, right? It's like, what the hell? And you don't even know. Does it have a brain? I don't know. It's big, but it's got wings, man. What the hell more do you need to know if you have wings to fly? I don't need much else, but I need to think I know. Excuse me, if I can get out of here. But anyway, and we are learning about that. So pardon all this mess. We have people, we have the apparatus of you reaching up into the ionosphere here. The heart is all there. Everybody's there, to tell you the truth. You do not have to worry about like making contact with 40 billion people. In fact, if you haven't noticed, you had to run away. But you couldn't run away. You're still in contact more than ever. Boy, you're gonna have this experience. You're like, woo, I love you all. You can actually love them the farther you get away. That's what's weird. Maybe every once in a while you'll make a video and show them your secrets. But yes, this is, people no, you can not have this, because what the hell are we gonna gaslight now? Except for that this is not a gaslight. This is not a candle either. I mean, it might be a candle. Yes, candles are very useful. Light the candles in the air. Wave them like you just don't care. Okay? Thank you for watching my cartoon. I'm really trying to show you something because eventually we're going to have to take our money back. Don't you want to live better? Instead of like, do you think that the suffering that you go through just to be even like rewarded for, say, the dirty ass electricity that we have to use, or the fucking water? What are we going to do? I say I've been noticing a problem with communication. People are not, first of all, they don't know what they're saying, really. And if it's just me, which I doubt it, but I'm willing to accept that maybe it's just me in the Western Hemisphere, or just the one side of the earth. Because I know that in Africa, there's a place where they hold down through just a sound. The way that they communicate, it's intergalactic, by the way. Of course, they are in touch with other realms, and it's very complex. But Aquarius says, I know. Aquarius says, I know. No, I know I can know why, because it's now. There isn't a way that, you see, if you can just get into your existential reality, you too can now